In physics, speed is defined as the rate of change of distance. In everyday use and in kinematics, the speed of an object is the magnitude of the rate of change of distance moved. The rate of change of distance means how fast something is moving with time. Alright, so in this lesson, we will look at how to solve problems using the formula speed equals distance over time. Now, before we start, let me explain a little bit more about the units we will be using throughout this topic. Let's start with distance. The SI unit of distance is meters. However, it's also measured in kilometers or miles. Next, we have time. SI unit of time is seconds, yet sometimes it can be measured in minutes or hours. The SI unit of speed is then meter per second. However, it's possible to measure speed in kilometers per hour or miles per hour. The UK standard speed measuring unit is miles per hour or mph. Heavy use of SI units comes in physics, but in maths you just need to be consistent with all the units. Sometimes you might be given distance in meters, time in hours, and you might have to work out speed in kilometer per hour. This means you should convert distance from meters to kilometers before you work out the speed. So make sure you know how to convert freely between units and use units consistently throughout a question. One more thing to clarify at this point, you might come across the term velocity instead of speed. I would recommend to check out physics textbook and look at the difference between scalar and vector quantities. For now, understand velocity and speed are the same thing. The difference is velocity is speed with magnitude and direction. So velocity is speed with a defined direction, where speed is the magnitude of rate of change of distance. So starting with the formula speed equals distance over time, you must be able to make distance or time the subject. Many will remember this with help of triangles. So here, speed is equal to distance over time. Say we have the same formula here and want to make distance the subject this time. Cross-multiply time with speed and we have distance equals speed times time. With the triangle, we have distance equal speed times time. Once again, say we have the same formula, speed equals distance over time. This time we can change position of speed and time, and we have time equals distance over speed. With the triangle, as you can see, time is the distance over speed. If you know how to work these out, then all you need to know is converting appropriate units, and that's it. Let's look at an example. A car travels 240 miles in 4 hours and 15 minutes. Work out the average speed of the car. Give your answer to one decimal place. We are given with the distance, which is 240 miles. Time here is 4 hours and 15 minutes, which means we gotta convert this into hours only. So 15 minutes need to be converted to hours. So that will be 15 over 60 because there are 60 minutes in an hour. And that's equal to 1 by 4, which is 0.25 hours. So the total time in hours is 4 plus 0.25, which is equal to 4.25 hours. Now you can also confirm that you need to convert all in hours because look, the unit of the answer given here, it's miles per hour. So speed equals distance over time. That's 240 over 4.25, which is equal to 56.5 miles per hour. And this is round to one decimal place. That was an easy one, right? Let's look at another example. Jack drives 300 miles from London to Newcastle. He drives the first 165 miles at an average speed of 60 miles per hour. From this point, it takes Jack 3 hours and 15 minutes to complete his journey. What was Jack's average speed for the whole journey? Well, this is slightly more complex than the previous question. Please pause this video and read the question. Alright, here is Jack's journey and can be split into two sections. First, he travels 165 miles at a speed of 60 miles per hour. Second, he travels rest of the journey and it takes him 3 hours and 15 minutes, which is equal to 3.25 hours. 15 minutes is equal to 0.25 hours. We calculated it in the previous example. And you can see how we converted minutes to hours. So the question here is asking us to work out the average speed. Now, average speed is equal to total distance over total time. Total distance here is given to us in the question. It's 300 miles. We need to find the total time. We don't know the time taken for the first part of the journey. So use the formula speed equals distance over time. Make time the subject, and we have time equals distance over speed. So that's 165 over 60, which will give 2.75 hours. So the total time is 2.75 hours plus 3.25 hours, which is equal to 6 hours. Therefore, the average speed is equal to total distance, 300 miles, over total time, which is 6 hours. That will give the answer to be 50 mph, or miles per hour. That's Jack's average speed for the journey. So, speed equals distance over time. But that's all for this lesson. Take care.